It was a night like any other: laughter, music, and the carefree joy of youth. But beneath the surface, a ticking time bomb of tragedy was waiting to unleash its horror. By dawn, the unthinkable had happened. An 18-month-old innocent, a beacon of hope and joy, was gone. The circumstances of her death would shatter the community, leaving everyone stunned and questioning how such a preventable disaster could have occurred. What dark forces led to this catastrophic moment? What fatal mistake would haunt Joel and Jasmine Rondon for the rest of their lives? Delve into the heart-wrenching story of a couple whose world was forever shattered by a single, devastating error in judgment. Welcome to the Tales Across Times, where we uncover the most heartbreaking, chilling, and thought-provoking true crime stories from around the globe. Today, we delve into a tragic case from Polk County, Florida, that left an entire community in shock. It's a cautionary tale of love, loss, and the devastating consequences of addiction. Stay with us as we unravel the details of the Rondon family's story, a story that reminds us how one moment of negligence can change lives forever. Joel and Jasmine Rondon were a young couple living in Polk County, Florida, who seemed to have everything to look forward to. They were parents to a beautiful and lively 18-month-old daughter, the light of their lives. To the outside world, they appeared to be an average family, but behind closed doors, they were grappling with struggles that would eventually lead to unimaginable heartbreak. Their battles with addiction were no secret. Alcohol and drugs had crept into their lives, taking hold and clouding their judgment. They believed they had it under control, but addiction is a cunning and relentless enemy. The summer of 2023 was particularly hot in Florida, with temperatures soaring to dangerous levels. On one fateful night in July, Joel and Jasmine decided to take a break from their routine and unwind. They left their home with their daughter, perhaps for what they thought would be a brief outing, and ended up engaging in a night of partying. The couple consumed alcohol and drugs, immersing themselves in a haze of temporary escape from their struggles. Hours passed as they indulged, losing track of time and responsibility. By the time they returned home in the early hours of the morning, they were physically and mentally drained. Their daughter, who had been with them the entire time, remained quietly strapped in her car seat in the back of their vehicle. The couple, in their impaired state, stumbled into the house and went straight to bed. It's unclear if they thought they would return to get her, or if they simply forgot about her in their intoxicated condition. Either way, their daughter was left behind, strapped into her car seat with no protection from the rising heat. As the sun began to rise, the Florida heat intensified. The temperature inside the parked car climbed rapidly, reaching deadly levels. The 18-month-old girl, helpless and unable to free herself, was trapped in an environment that became increasingly unbearable with each passing minute. Hours went by, and the heat stroke set in, a silent and merciless killer that overwhelms the body's ability to regulate temperature. By the time Joel and Jasmine awoke, the damage was already done. Realizing their mistake, they ran to the car in a panic, only to find their worst nightmare waiting for them. Their little girl was unresponsive, her small body having succumbed to the effects of heat stroke. The anguish they felt in that moment was immeasurable. Grief, guilt, and a crushing realization of the consequences of their actions overwhelmed them. The couple immediately called emergency services, desperately hoping that something could still be done. Paramedics arrived on the scene, but it was too late. Their daughter had passed away, her life cut short in a way that was as preventable as it was tragic. Joel and Jasmine were inconsolable, but the devastating reality was that their negligence, fueled by addiction and poor judgment, had led to their child's death. Authorities quickly launched an investigation into the incident. Toxicology reports revealed that both Joel and Jasmine had alcohol and drugs in their systems at the time of the tragedy. The evidence painted a grim picture of negligence fueled by impaired judgment. Joel Rondon faced trial first. In court, he broke down as he expressed his deep remorse acknowledging the irreversible pain he had caused. Despite his heartfelt apology, the prosecution emphasized the recklessness of his actions. The court sentenced him to 20 years in prison for aggravated manslaughter of a child. Jasmine, too, was charged with aggravated manslaughter, and her trial remained pending. Both parents would have to live with the knowledge that their actions, though unintentional, had taken their daughter's life. The community was left reeling from the tragedy. Neighbors, friends, and even strangers mourned the little girl, who had her entire life ahead of her. Advocacy groups seized the moment to educate the public about the dangers of leaving children in vehicles and the importance of addressing substance abuse issues. The case sparked conversations about addiction, parenting, and the need for better resources to help struggling families. Joel and Jasmine's story serves as a stark reminder of how addiction can cloud judgment and lead to devastating consequences. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey through the heartbreaking story of the Rondon family. At the Tales Across Times, we believe that every story carries a lesson, and this one reminds us of the importance of vigilance, responsibility, and seeking help in times of struggle. If this story moved you, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more real-life stories that teach us about the fragility of life and the resilience of the human spirit. Until next time, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and always stay mindful of the small actions that can make a big difference. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next tale.